In a quiet little town surrounded by dense forests stood an old and abandoned mansion. The locals always avoided it, telling horror stories about the curse that hangs over this gloomy place. But one day, a group of intrepid explorers decided to test the truth of these rumors. The leader of the group was a young archaeologist named Bob. He was fascinated by ancient mysteries and was willing to make any sacrifice to uncover the secrets of the past. Along with him were his loyal friends Catherine, an experienced astrologer, and Bill, a skillful explorer. As they entered the mansion, an inexplicable sense of unease swept over them. The first footsteps on the floor sounded like the groans of souls. They were eclipsed by silence. As they ascended to the second floor, they found a room filled with dust and dark shadows. An ancient book stood in the corner, covered in cobwebs. Bob, unable to resist the temptation, began to study the strange symbols on the pages of the book. Suddenly, the room was enveloped in an eerie glow and the walls began to make strange noises. The mansion came to life, as if its soul had awakened after a long sleep. Footsteps sounded in the back of the mansion, and the explorers hurried downstairs to find out the source of the sounds. They found themselves in a hall where a huge statue stood, covered in dust and shriveled. The statue was holding two artifacts, an ancient amulet and a mysterious key. Bob grabbed the amulet, and Catherine took the key. At the same moment, the mansion shook, and the doors, previously locked, opened with the force of the wind. The path of the explorers led to the dungeon where, according to legend, the worst secret was kept. A grim sight awaited them below. A huge room was decorated with bloody symbols and candles. In the middle stood an ancient altar, on which lay something horrible, a doll made of bones and covered in blood. Scattered around her were black scrolls with ancient spells written on them. Bob, Catherine, and Bill stood around the altar, not knowing what to do. They realized that the curse that had been awakened required a sacrifice. Suddenly, a silhouette clad in black entered the room. It was the spirit of the mansion's previous owner, who had sworn to protect its secrets. He explained that the amulet and key were the keys to the curse, and only a sacrifice could break it. He suggested they become one with him and the guardians of the mansion's secrets. The explorers agreed, realizing it was the only way to survive. They became the bearers of the curse, and the spirit granted them the knowledge and power to guard the secrets of the mansion from prying eyes. Thus began a new era for the young men. They became the guardians of a dark secret that no one dared to violate. The mansion became their home and their prison, but they accepted their fate, knowing that not even death could release them from the curse they had taken upon themselves.